S&P Global Research says by 2035, we're going to be at a 10 million metric ton deficit of copper if the movement towards green technologies and EV technology goes forward. We're already operating at a deficit. Do you think that that's a reasonable estimate by them, and what do you think the ramifications will be?
Well, to be honest with you, all forecasts tend to be wrong, particularly in commodities. And I think you should never underestimate human ingenuity. If there's not enough copper, we'll find a way to use less copper in the products. We'll find new sources. Probably, there's a lot of recycled scrap material, which has got much, much lower carbon footprint than primary anyway. Humans have always found a way to do things better, to use less things, or to find other products. So I think, to be honest with you, that no, there won't be a significant deficit. And if it looked in 5+ years that it still looks like there will be, you'll see the investment in new supply come on anyway. So we'll resolve it. But at the moment, yes, I think those kind of forecasts are very much, if we do absolutely nothing, what will be the result? But the answer is we don't do absolutely nothing.
That makes perfect sense. Andy, let's talk about the aluminum market and the transition to EV and electrification.
It's exploding right now. Cars are getting more and more use of aluminum right now. We were excited getting 300 pounds of aluminum in a car. And now with some of the EV cars, some of them were getting as much as 500 to 800 pounds of aluminum per vehicle. So it's a real huge leap for us in the aluminum industry.
So let me ask you this, though. If the price of aluminum skyrockets higher, is there a substitute? Can you substitute steel for aluminum, or is it a weight issue?
Well, you got to remember, we've got to keep our miles per gallon up to certain levels, to the right standards that that our government and other agencies have set forth for us. So there's a lot of things that are engineered in the vehicles that just can't be changed overnight. Most of the vehicles, the models run 5 to maybe 8 years long. So you just can't flip a switch and make a change immediately right in the middle of a model.
So Jin, listening to what they said, when you see, and you mentioned the explosion in aluminum futures contracts trading, are you seeing people who are hedging around the risks or opportunities that come with the EV space?
Overall, what we are all continue to see is a key two theme this year. One is that we're starting to see a more and more participant drawn and utilizing options as volatility continues to increase and heightens. But second thing is we're really excited about some of the development that we're seeing around our battery metal space. So for example, we introduced our Cobalt contract back in December of 2020, and then lithium contract May of 2021. And we're really seeing that nice momentum building and increasing participation in that. In fact, our volume and open interest has tripled, in fact, this year, and we're starting to see more and more market demand for risk management around those new metals like battery metals.
So Guy, she mentioned about battery metals. What are you seeing in other demand for different sorts of battery metals as it relates to the EV picture?
Yeah, I mean, cobalt and lithium are the two primary ones. And actually, the recent cobalt contract on the CME has actually been pretty successful in terms of attracting some open interest and activity. But the challenge with these metals are that they're a very tiny component, actually, of the overall cost of an electric vehicle. So prices really can go almost anywhere without causing demand destruction because you just need them. But what we found previously when cobalt has had enormous price rallies is that battery manufacturers have found ways to use less cobalt, to substitute in different metals, to just change the mix. So that I think is something will just continue. What will be best in class batteries in 5 years' time will probably be nothing like today. I think probably what's less appreciated in the whole kind of electric vehicle transition is just a huge amount of infrastructure investment that's going to be needed. If you think about all the gas stations that are in the US and the logistics framework that's grown up around supplying those all around the country, all of those are going to have to be replaced by charging stations. And it's going to have to need electricity to feed that. It's an enormous undertaking. And I think just focusing purely on the batteries in these cars kind of misses a lot of the rest of what needs to happen as well.